Hi, this is Pierre de la Côte, working at Planet Technologies. Do you remember the bell curves? Innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, and laggards. So, what is happening when you're deploying a new technology? What is usually happening? The innovators. So basically, the innovator says, or they think that, yeah, good. I'm already using that kind of technology by myself for 2 years. I'm using it maybe on my personal device, on my smartphone, or even worse, on your computer, on the enterprise computer, without the IT knowing it or without anybody knowing it. So innovators are not really super enthusiastic about it. The early adopters, as I said last time, they're happy. They say, "Yoo-hoo! New technology, it's cool. How can we help?" So remember, focus on them. And then the rest, they're really skeptical. So they don't know what's beneficial. They're scared a little bit, especially if they're a late majority or laggards. They're scared. So when you deploy new technology, usually it creates inequity. So, in order to avoid the one size fits all approach and be fair, to avoid inequity, you need to ask the early adopters, those guys, to help the others, their peers, to adapt their help depending on the needs. And contrary to this picture, it's not the adult or the oldest that are gonna help the other this way. It's probably the youngest who can help the oldest to understand the new technology. And also, it's a mix of a generation. So the oldest might not be as tech savvy than the youngest, but they probably know better how to do the work. So when you blend all the approach, explaining, so what we call sometimes reverse mentoring, helping to understand the business process from uh, an oldest person in the company or in the organization who knows really well how it works, but doesn't feel really comfortable with the technology because he's not used to, he was not born with the technology, or he's not used to it, or he's afraid of judgment. Maybe if he thinks or he feels that if he doesn't use technology in an appropriate way or fast enough, it will be judged. And that's not comfortable to feel judged. So the early adopters, some might be older than others. I don't want to generalize here, but the early adopters are there to help their peers to find how they can adapt their help, their coaching to the needs, or to the maturity, or to the how these people feeling about the change, if it's too hard or not for them. So take time as an early adopter to help people, and it will, once again, early adopters are really key because they will help to avoid inequity when you're deploying a new technology. And this is really key. Technology should help people, not the technology shouldn't stress people. So that's the tip of the day. The early adopters need to focus on the people who really need their help, and that way they help their community, and that way they fight against inequity. Thanks. See you soon.